Hello and welcome to episode 74 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Dex and Jake, as every week it is for the last 74 episodes. How has your week been, my friend?
Not too bad. It's been a resting week because I kind of did too much the following week, so I've spent a lot of it resting. We've had the illness that's going around at the minute. We all got hit with it quite midweek, and then so resting, doing all that kind of stuff, and just planning stuff for the summer and stuff to do with my little girl, basically, because she finishes nursery next week and starts school in September. So we've got that all to look forward to, and it's 7-week holiday, so I've got to figure out what to do with her.
7 weeks.
7 weeks, yeah, she's off for 7 weeks. Nursery finishes early.
7 weeks.
She's off for 7 weeks.
I'd love 7 weeks off. Love it. Anyway,
she's off for 7 weeks. So I've got to try and figure out some stuff to do. What she can do apart from like dig holes in the garden, which she does like doing, but the dog keeps falling in because he's an idiot. All we keep hearing now and again is that. Like,
isn't that usually the other way around, where the dog digs holes in the garden and the child falls in them?
Yep, not in this household. My little one will dig a hole and the dog will forget it's there and run into it. And we just hear, and I'm just waiting and filling them back in, putting the grass back on. And then I'm waiting for that bit where I hear that, it's like, oh no, that's a vet bill. And I keep telling her, stop digging holes in the garden. She's like, but where else can I dig? Someone else's garden, not mine. But apart from that, it's been good.
Kids are kids.
Yeah. How's your week been?
I'm trying to think, because we didn't do the podcast last Monday. We did an early record. Okay, yeah. I've been just work, more work, and a little bit of just seeing if I can book some holidays in the near future as it's getting warmer, see if I can actually afford to do it.
Have you been crying every time you fill your petrol up for your car?
I've got a diesel car, but yeah.
Oh, no.
Same thing. Which is even worse. So, yes, I am. I'm spending about, for work alone, well, let's just put it this way. I'm putting like 65 quid in a week pretty much for my job alone.
Oh,
that's on a good week.
So you're the pump it to go money.
Yeah. That's for a good week as well.
Oh jeez. I know round near my uncle, I think their diesel's £2.5.
It's ridiculous.
A litre.
Yeah, it's just I think we're all feeling it if you drive. Yeah. But you can't really do anything about it. Salaries ain't going to match inflation. Salaries haven't matched inflation for a long time.
No.
And even if salaries did actually do a little bit of an inflation bump this time, which most of them won't do, it still wouldn't be anywhere near the inflation on everything else, especially if you look at the housing market, for example. But that's the world. On lighter notes, like I've got a lighter trouble. I've just realised I'm not working this last week. I've just realised I'm not working Tramlines weekend, and I've not booked the band in anywhere. So that's fantastic. If anybody is watching this that has got a venue that wants to book my band and you've heard my band, feel free to book us for Tramlines. We could probably do about 4 or 5 slots. We could fill an half-hour slot, right? I've not played in 2 years. I have done other performances, but the band haven't, so it'd be a laugh. We'd see what happens. We put on a great show.
Take on the Tramlines situation with the like not allowed back in if you go out kind of thing.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. As an artist who is basically mainly, predominantly, and still does the venues around the main Tramlines, because the main Tramlines can be a little bit of a closed shop, right? And it's actually where the best gigs aren't. One of my best ever gigs was at West Street. When we did I think it was a few years ago when we did a West Street Tramlines late night. Or it might be, I think it was the day after, because we played three gigs. That's what you do on Tramlines, right? And I was just being able to go and see bands like that and do that. They are the best experiences of Tramlines. Yes. You could see it coming though when they moved it they moved it to obviously Hillsborough Park with everything, and they tried to enclose everything, and they kept it. It's not as much about the city anymore.
It doesn't.
I love
feel
Tramlines,
like Tramlines.
but yeah, it has changed. It has changed in that regard.
That's where a lot of band network and get to get collabs at a different artist that would never collab, but do it because it's Tramline, and you get some of the best and unique things. And I think that's sometimes what make Tramlines.
Well, I even like the last time I did it, because we've not done Tramlines as a band for 3 years, which is weird. Because the last time I did it, the last time I actually performed before this COVID sort of like became a thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I took a year off, and I was like, but then the Shaky got in touch and went, "Do you want to come and do an acoustic set?" So I was like, "Yeah, it's a laugh. I like doing acoustic sets at the Shaky." So we went and did an acoustic set at the Shaky and did one gig that year, and it was that. Oh no, we did a Christmas gig as well. But then it was I've not done the tram. We will get back to, if I knew I wasn't working, because I thought I was working right up until this week, we'd have done the let's play 6 venues and just have a
try
laugh.
And just see what you can get out there, or other ones that you normally play fully booked.
I'm not asking this time because I know what it's like for them to get bands asking this late, right? So I'm not reaching out. I usually do get DM'd about opportunities, and if we can make it work, we'll make it work. I've also got to make sure we can actually put a good set together.
Yeah.
In there, because we haven't played the EP live yet, and I'd love to do that. Because it's just, obviously the pandemic just I literally dropped it last year, and I've not really been able to, I only do summer tours really. We should start doing some one-off gigs in like latter end of the year, pick up all the student nights and things like that. But when you become working and your music side is, I obviously do work in the music industry and that, but like when your band music is not your main income, it's
you're then having to work out which band member can play what, which band member doing this.
Also, my guitarist getting married, which has thrown a spat, because we were going to actually tour this summer, and then he decided to get married. So all of his efforts on that, and then we've got the stag when we'd usually do all that as well. So yeah, there's a lot to think of and a lot to pay for. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, other than that, that was my music woes this week. But yeah, it's been an all right week. Just getting through this period of busyness, because I've got some time off coming up shortly. I'm gonna I'll probably take a couple of weeks off. I think I've got a couple of weeks in August I'm just solidly taking off, because hopefully it'll be nice weather and I can do things. We'll see.
Meant to be nice most of this July as well, like stupidly hot temperatures. So hopefully none of them are on a Monday.
Yeah, that's a good point.
These rooms turn into sweatbox.
They do. It is nice to be able to actually sit back in here and use all my equipment that I can just actually sit in and record the podcast easily, rather than trying to do it in that other space, because it is difficult audio-wise.
Isn't fun, is it?
No. We are rigging that room a little bit more, but it's not going to be, it's not, for example, going to have all my Mac stuff in it, and it's not going to have like my Mac suite in it. So anyway, should we actually get into the Talking Wednesday part of it? So Wednesday have played. We have seen a Sheffield Wednesday side this week. This is in place of the housekeeping, because we've got no new reviews. Get your reviews in, please. Thank you. We've not had a review in a while. If you're one of those who's like, I've listened to it from the off and you've not left a review, now would be the time. Now would be the time.
And if you
Stand
don't know
up
how,
and be counted.
Might have to make a short showing you where the review section is.
No, we'll just publicly shame you instead. With a short, we'll find out somehow and publicly shame you. We'll put you on blast. Okay? But Wednesday have played. They played Alfreton. What did you think? Well, it's not really, we're not doing a proper match review on this one.
it was good to see.
Some Wednesday players came out and ran around and didn't get injured.
At the end of the day, when you look at pre-season is just glorified fitness and getting used to a system, getting players used to each other if they're new. It was a 3-5-2 formation.
Quick maths.
Which was interesting. Well, it's 3-5-2. I can't remember what it is. I've done a video on this today.
I don't know. This is your job on the podcast to do what you do with all the stats.
We did have 3 at the back, and it looks like we're sticking with that. And it was interesting because you had some young players like Jay Glover playing wing back, which looked very good. And it's obviously the route we're going down. We're going to play with wing backs who can get back and then turn that back 3 into a back 4, back 4, back 5 if need be, kind of thing. So it's going to be good to see what interchanging happens. It was a good run out for Smith and a Wick way, and it was the one where you're seeing that match and you're like, there was some good things. Fizz looks quality. Bannon, his usual self. Cameron Dawson played, and then the youngster Pierce came on around the 70th, 77th minute. No Stockdale because he'd been given a bit more time off. He'd been in the training and stuff like that. But it was just one of the ones where it was a pre-season friendly and there's not much you can take part from. It's good to see players getting a run out and getting to know the squad. 45 minutes one half and then another 45 minutes for the other half. And you got to think, you're looking at the Windass situation. He may play as a number 10 this season if you're going to start him. And I don't know how I feel about that because that's where Bannon was playing for a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, if that makes sense. And if you look at the whole midfield situation anyway, we now have 2 for each position in midfield, which is something Darren wanted for ages. But if you're going to shove a 5 in the middle or 4 in the middle, that's a lot of rotation if you're doing Saturday, Tuesday. So I'm just wondering if you're going to try and go for one more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. It was good run out for lads. Alex Hunt, Jack Hunt also getting game time. Some youngster getting some good game time as well. So good to see them just gelling and bonding.
Very good. I was going to say something witty during that. And I know, that's not like me at all, is it? But I can't remember what I was going to say, so clearly my brain is firing on all cylinders.
And there was no Darren Moore because Darren Moore has had a knee operation. At the moment, he's going around the training ground on a golf buggy. He's been following Liam Palmer's 10K Jude campaign. He did one where he showed Darren Moore on the golf cart, and people are like, what's wrong with Darren? Like, he's had a knee op, he can't do out, so he's not going to stand up for long periods of time when it comes to the game. And also,
congrats Palmer on that, by the way.
And I've got to say, well done on the 10K for Jude. Also, Tommy Spur's family's also got something very similar with his youngest getting cancer, and the amount of clubs and players and stuff that have rallied around both the Jamesons and the Spur family to just give them the money to try and get them the help they need is really great to see. And it's the one side of football you love to see whenever there's something like this. They always come out and support.
Get involved with it all if you can. It's great to see the community coming together on that one. Darren Moore, it's not too serious. Just a route. It was quite amusing to see people saying even the manager's got injured. And he's had to, and all of that. Oh, actually, one thing we forgot to mention. Guys, in case you didn't know and you hadn't been made very much aware, if you buy shirt, a Wednesday shirt at the minute from last season, you'll get a free ticket to a game of your choice in the first month. I don't know if Wednesday have promoted it enough, so we might have to do that.
Yeah.
On the podcast. I have noticed
gone down well.
I ain't getting a pink shirt.
No, because they're gone. They're all sold out.
They clearly saw the backlash and just did one or two runs of it, and they've just sold it out rather than because I got the last away shirt easily. This one I was like, I'll wait till end of season, and then I go on and I think I was even ready to do the offer, which I think is ridiculous, by the way, paying full price for a last season's kit just to get a free ticket because it's not that great value, let's be honest. I was fully prepared to do that. And then they had a small, and I was like, all right, that'll fit my left leg. Right?
If you want that pink shirt, you're going to have to wait at least 2 years in eBay. Literally.
I like them bigger, though. I like 2XL football shirts because they end up actually just fitting like a large anyway.
Also, on the shirts, no kits yet, as everyone keeps going on Twitter going, is the new kits out yet? Is the new kits out? Not yet.
Yeah.
We do know the kits have been delivered.
I clearly started an art competition that everybody else started partaking after.
Yeah.
When I did my little paint style kit, and then everybody else started doing them. And I was like, all right, have we got any originality left? I mean, it's not, to be honest. I'll be honest, I think I robbed it off like something I saw 3 years ago. So it all comes back around. I'm being facetious. But I do realise how we need to win the Twitter game, Jake. We do just need to tweet what everybody else has tweeted. Because I do notice that. Yeah,
it's interesting at the minute because I've been looking at some of the Sheffield Wednesday hashtag. If it isn't trying to ask for announcements, like when's the kit coming out? It's like the kit. If you know Wednesday and you've been a fan for Wednesday a long time, we make our kit launches like really staggered and wait our time to get it all sorted. We're not the best at getting the kits out early. Come on, 1 year we waited until like Christmas.
Yeah, we did.
I am interested.
By this point last season, we were wearing that one-off kit, weren't we?
I'm interested by Macron's kit this year because a lot of them that they're giving to other clubs, they're old school kits.
For God's sake, I've just opened Twitter to refresh to see if any stories, and the first thing that's come up is a reminder to take advantage of our ticket deal. I'm not even making it up, mate.
They seriously tweeted that again. Oh no.
Get a grip. Right. Anyway, we named the last episode Waiting on a Wilkes because it was actually a Foo Fighters reference.
It was.
But hardly probably anybody got that. It wasn't a very good reference. I just like I like titles of podcasts that sound relatively different to what football podcasts do. So that's why all our titles are a little bit weird.
And let's just face it, you like puns.
Yeah, I do. But that's because Wilkes, as far as we were led to believe, had a medical.
So Wilkes was done and dusted and ready to go, from what I heard, and from what a lot of the press in Hull have heard. And the thing is, a lot of people gave Joe, Dom, Alex, all our local journos some grief, but a lot of their information came from the Hull side saying it's done and dusted, this is what it is. And it's like Hull City's like gone Friday, gone, oh, okay, done. Hey, people online are saying this is cheap.
Yeah.
People saying this is too cheap. What's going on?
I can guarantee you Jake saw him outside the bushes outside Middlewood because that's where Jake camps. He literally sits there. And you saw him a good couple of times, didn't you? You thought talking about a medical on his way out, right?
There you go, got the long lens.
Exactly. You'll be getting a job at Leeds next. So I think this is a sign, and I said it on Twitter, just of clear cold feet. Cold feet from a chairman who saw the reaction of how cheap are we letting him go for, and went, oh.
He's also new to football, their chairman. Yeah. Let's remember that.
Oh no, I can't sell him for that then. I must change my tack. This is from Hull Live. Quote, Hull City Vice Chairman Tan Kessler has revealed Sheffield Wednesday's first offer for Malik Wilkes was, quote, not enough to consider. Though negotiations between the two clubs still remain, quote, open, end quote. Hull Live understands a £200,000 deal is edging closer, though Kessler has claimed there is still plenty of work to be done before they can get it over the line. So I'm going to just say it's probably not a 200k deal anymore that's the issue. Wilkes is said to be keen on a summer switch to Hillsborough with a 2-year deal on the table as Darren Moore looks to bolster his attack ahead of the new season. Talks have been ongoing regarding Hull's asking price for Wilkes, who netted 3 times in 20 appearances last season in a campaign when he suffered injury issues and a loss of form. Speaking to BBC Radio Sheffield, Kessler has confirmed the club will listen to an improved offer from Wednesday, but at the moment it is not at the required asking price. He said, "They have a genuine interest in Malik, but he is someone who has had his good days with us. He's out there training properly and competing. He always has a jersey here. With all due respect to Sheffield Wednesday, the offer is not enough for us to consider. I think the offer for Malik should be higher because if he's seeing himself and they're seeing him at a price that level, I think he better stay here. The negotiations are open. You cannot close the doors to anyone or any player. You need to understand where your players stand in the market if you don't do the deals or conclude the deals. But you need to understand who your players are. It's the only way you can get the real value of players based on their performances." By the way, this is the article, so this is what he said. This is not me stumbling over my words. "It's also easy for us to tell our own players what the market dictates based on their demands. If the player is asking for X and there is no offer on the table, we should be honest to tell them that there is nothing on the market for you. For you to ask X, somebody has to demand you. Not to confuse anyone." Oh, you're doing a really good job there, mate. "The offer for Malik is not enough. If the offer is improved, we will always consider for any of our players." Now, I listened to that on Radio Sheffield, and it was as sort of like, that. He's basically crapped the bed and gone, we can't sell him for that. We'll wait for a bit more money. So I reckon he wants about 500. I reckon if you chuck about... to be honest, you could probably get 350. But I think
they want anywhere from 450 to 600, around that ballpark. Now, the thing I've got here is that, you're saying, yes, he's still our player. You've made him sign a 1-year extension. He's desperate to come to Wednesday. There's no guarantee, and from what I've spoken to a couple of Hull fans, they don't see him fitting in how they're going to play next season anyway. You just sold George Honeyman for 16 million as well. So it's not like you're not making any money at the minute in this window. I get it. Oops.
500, I don't even want to pay 500 for it because I think he's great. Yeah, I could see it. But the thing is, you can say the fact he's been out of form. He's had an injury. We don't know if he's going to fit in. You're not going to use him. Yeah, he might have a jersey here, but is he going to be happy?
Exactly. He made it very clear he wants to come to Wednesday between him and his agent. He sees himself in Wednesday. If you look at all the interactions him and Windass has had over this whole period, he feels like he's going to be a Wednesday player. The thing is, when you're looking at deals like this, these are the ones that go on and on and on for ages because one person wants one deal, the other person wants another deal. We know what Chancellor is like when it comes to negotiation. It might be that he turns and says, look, I'll give you a lower price, but how about we give you a 20% sell-on fee if he comes? He got him for a low price and then you get a bit of money that way. But I don't know if that's be something Chancellor would like to do as well, if you know what I mean. It's an interesting one because the other thing with this deal is a lot of it really go from thinking about what happens next going forward. Because I think people say walk away from this deal. And I'm like, okay, then who are you going for next then if you're walking away from this deal? Because the one thing that this player does offer us is good resale value at 23. And that's the one thing we've not had a lot of so far in this market. And
Okay then. If that's the situation with Wilkes and it's a 500k job, do you raise it and say, who do you go for next? Is it Alfie May? So we have to stress that Darren Moore has not fancied Alfie May in the past, so there is that side of it. But John Palmer of Gloucester Live puts on their Twitter that Alfie May has got a valuation of 500k.
23 odd goals last year's season.
So that, for me, would be the other side of it. What would you say to Alfie May?
I'd like to get him in. He's a good player. I think he's a player that Darren Moore already knows, and the only reason he went out at Donny Rovers at the time, he wanted 13 football, which Darren couldn't offer him. There's already a good relationship there. Apparently, he still has a house in Donny as well. And so the moving location, not an issue there. It's one of those things, it's like, you've got a player who's... I've seen the argument, he'd only have one good season in League One so far, but his one good season got him a lot of goals, and what was one thing we missed last season.
Do you know his play style?
He's a striker come like attacking winger kind of thing, but he's more of a striker, so I don't know where you will put him in that.
Because we have just signed... what's his name? Smith. That's it.
Yes.
Oh, oh God, that's going to annoy some Rotherham fans. I couldn't even remember his name.
Smith is your target man, though, isn't it? That's what we missed last year.
Yeah,
Smith is your target.
Yeah. So we got Gregory. We do probably still need another one, don't we? So
you look at what we've got strikers. You've got Gregory. You've got Gregory. You've got Smith. You've got Patterson, not a striker. Windass, not a striker. You still probably need another one or two strikers anyway.
There is a striker.
Could this be a deal where we turn around and say, hi, we're going to get Wilkes, and then maybe say, have we got enough in the tank to get May as well? There's nothing stopping us getting both. Because we still need another striker, and Wilkes can play as a winger.
I'm just trying to look at where his stats have played him. I'll give you his FIFA stats while we wait, though, Alfie May. He's a 67 overall. He had an inform card of 74, though. He got a silver team of the week.
He'll get a bump next season as well.
With 93 pace, that card. But his normal pace is not quite up there. I can't find his actual main card. I've had to go into the stats and look at his actual play, but there's some standout meta stats. He's got 87 acceleration, 82 sprint speed. His finishing is... God, this is American, I can tell. 68. So it's not amazing, but yeah, there's his stamina's 88, so he'll run all about on FIFA for you. I'm actually trying to find his real life stats though, because he is listed as a centre forward.
He ripped us apart when they played us at home.
And he apparently has played across the left and the right wing.
He's a very similar. Him and Wilkes are very similar in where they play. But in the sense, he's saying we still need another striker. Could you in theory push for two? But then again, it's 500k on one, and then whatever you put for Wilkes.
Well, yeah, because you'd say you'd push them out to the wings. Do we do the Liverpool thing and play with a front three? But we don't do that. We play with wing backs. So it looks at the options there. Because I was thinking, if you look at wingers, we ain't got any wingers.
No. Johnson,
if
in theory, you think of actual winger who played as a winger, that's about it.
Yeah. But a good thing to do is, I'd sign them both. Personally, if I had the choice, you'd sign them both because you want the option of being able to play with wingers if you need that option and you want to shift the formation, and they could double up as wingers. That'd be
say if it's 500k for both, it's $1 million.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money when you've not been spending anything, isn't it?
Yeah,
it all adds up. But yeah, he would be the less value proposition if you think about it, because if you can get Wilkes a 500k with his return, then maybe Wilkes wins because he's 23, Alfie May's 29. So if you're looking at terms of longevity and future, there is probably a little bit more with Wilkes than Alfie May. But I'd take either of them. I take both of them.
I think the beauty thing about a lot of the players who we're bringing in or we've been linked with, that either Ben Hennigan been on Darren Moore's radar for years, finally gets him in the door. Wilkes, he had him at Donny, loved him, wanted to sign him, couldn't, went to Hull eventually, and there's always that relationship. May worked with him, couldn't get him to fit into his team how he wanted, and the lad wanted 13 football, went to Cheltenham to get 13 football. These are all players Darren Moore's either looked at for a very long time or worked with before. That is something you cannot stress more, that Darren Moore already knows what he's looking at. And that's something we've had in the past where we've got players in, it's like, well, he's never worked with him, it's a shot in the dark, here's the player you get, just learn to deal with it. We're getting in a situation where Darren Moore knows what he wants, or he's getting players he's worked with before. So they're going to come in, know how he works, know his system, and get straight down to business.
Yeah. Yeah. Been trained in theatre and having done Mulan as a child, I really had to hold back there. That's, yeah. I had a good transition in my head as well. And then the Huns got in the way. Right. The transition was going to be, speaking of players, Darren Moore has had previous experience with. So, speaking of players that Darren Moore has had very recent experience with, this is from Birmingham Live. Quote, Sheffield Wednesday remain keen on Birmingham City defender Harley Dean, Birmingham Live understands. Dean, who has returned to pre-season training with the Blues, spent the second half of the season on loan at Hillsborough, end quote. There's not much more in that article about it. It's just, we apparently remain keen. So, could you see Harley Dean, because we're keen, back at Hillsborough?
No. And the simple reason is they just sacked Lee Bowyer and there's a new manager in John Eustace. And I think that's a clean slate for everyone. The reason Dean didn't want to leave Birmingham is because he fell out with Lee Bowyer. Now there's a new gaffer. I think that completely changes everything. He got a chance to show what he can do in front of a new gaffer, get his spot back. I think this deal probably dead unless Birmingham can be given a bit of money in their takeover situation, which is rumbling on and on and on. It just seems like it's never ending. But with having a new gaffer, you can't, any player who's been here before, especially if it's like Dean, who it was very clear it was because he didn't get on with Lee Bowyer. That is the reason he came out. He got a new gaffer now. Clean slate. I don't think it happened now because of the clean slate. I think he tries to get himself back into that Birmingham team.
I could see that, actually. Yeah. The way I say it is because he had good rapport with the fans. He seemed to enjoy his time here despite the initial injury, because it's Sheffield Wednesday, you get injured when you come here, let's be honest.
And he said it in his interview. I rarely get injured.
And then got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. First appearance. Oh, great.
Yeah.
We would be the type of club that I do think he'd want to sign for. I think he was open to a move coming back. Actually, we did hear he would be open to a move coming back here. It's not really a secret, that, is it? People will go, do we need him? We've signed a Wekway. We've got Hennigan. I still probably think we need another centre-back.
You need another centre-back.
That's why I could see, because Kieran Brennan has gone out on loan. So he's gone to league. Is it Swindon?
He's gone Swindon.
He's gone
to Swindon on a year-long loan.
Which I will say hopefully is going to be a very good loan for him in terms of development there. Because if he can get a full season under his belt, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah. That now doesn't mean we're missing a defender.
Well, we've got Iorfa, Wekway, Hennigan.
Yeah. Palmer, if you want to shove him there.
Palmer ain't a centre-back. He'll do it, but he ain't a centre-back.
He'll do it. He ain't a centre-back. That's about it.
Because we released Hutch, who was playing as a centre-back.
Cool. We having a trial at Reading, as well as Mato Luongo. Who finally put out his heartfelt goodbye to the club as well.
Do we have any more centre-backs? Is that it?
I think that's it.
If we play three at the back, we've only got three centre-backs. That is Sheffield Wednesday all over, isn't it?
We still need 2 centre-backs, minimum. Because
I can see one of them being a loan.
Well, the thing is,
if not both of them.
If it's loans, we're not going to see that until middle of August, possibly.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to someone earlier today, like they're saying, oh, I don't think we're going to get many loans. But I think we are going to get loans, but you're not going to see them till the back end of the transfer window when all the Premiership teams have got most of their business done and they know what they've got and what they want to do.
Yeah, and when they've decided what they're going to do in the Scottish Premiership, that's when the Premier League will decide, and then you'll get the loans from the Premier League as well.
Okay. If a Scottish Premiership player comes to Wednesday, that was a damn good player. But yeah, you're right. The Premier League players will come.
Yes. So I'm just looking at the lineup. So the lineup from Alfreton was Dawson, Glover, Palmer, Iorfa, Galvin, Johnson, Hunt, Deli Basharu, Bannon, So Gregory. Obviously, Hunt didn't play in the end. He got subbed out. And then the second half lineup was Dawson, Hunt, Hennigan, Iwekwe, Brown, Aguias.
I think that's how you say it. I'm not even going to.
It's probably not. I'm sorry. Byers, Hunt, Windass, Patterson, Smith. Now, do we do a shout at Big P at centre back? Do the old FIFA trick? No,
he did it. He did it last season. He did play it in the back.
Dean. That's why I could see Dean being a priority really there. But if you're going to play a steady 3, because do you rotate one of them or do you? I don't know. I do.
Only way it works out is if the gaffer already got a player in mind he wants to do, and he turns, look, I might not play you that much. If you want to go, mutual agreement, leaves, kind of thing. Because it does happen, but I don't know. The Dean link just kind of, I think it might be dead. Unless we're going to pay big money for him. And do you want to pay big money for a player at his age?
One more centre-back signing, one loan, I think. I also think we might do that up the field as well. I think we might loan a striker in.
Yeah.
And bridge those gaps a little bit more, and probably loan a wing back as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with Dean. We know he can do it if he does.
God, yeah.
If he does sign. But Wednesday might be onto something with a little sell on here. So this is from the 72. Sheffield Wednesday could bank welcome financial boost amid former stars Nottingham Forest and Watford links. Sheffield Wednesday could receive a welcome windfall if Reading striker Lucas Shaw makes a move this summer after including a 20% sell-on clause in their 2019 deal with the Royals. Sheffield Wednesday sold Angolian?
I thought he's Portuguese.
I thought he's Portuguese.
Yeah. No, João's Portuguese.
João's Portuguese. He's played for Portugal!
Yeah.
And he didn't switch either because he played for the Portugal national team, right?
Yeah, he's born in Portugal. He's born in Lisbon.
Google. This is in the article. Right.
Oh, hang on. He played for Angola in 2022. One appearance. He has switched allegiance. Hang on.
We wouldn't know that, in fairness.
In March 2022,
did he not play
selected for Angola for friendlies to be held later that month.
Did he not get it must have been a friendly appearance for Portugal, then he got, not a competitive if he's not locked in.
So he's now Angolan. Okay.
Well, there we go. Your journalism was fantastic. Well done.
Egg on our face.
We sold him to Reading 3. To be fair, he was a Portuguese player when we had him. It's talking about the move there. Basically, we've known this for ages, that Wednesday you've got a 20% sell on. And no, that is not a 20% of profit. That is a 20% of whatever fee he goes for. Which is, if it is the 3 million stated, would be about 600k.
That's wealthy.
Exactly. And that's what you look at it like. Zhao gets sold. We get the sell on. You buy Wilkes.
Wilkes, in theory, not in theory, but it makes out to be like a free transfer because you're spending money you wouldn't have anyway from the sell on anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good on the books.
Yeah.
It is good on the books to get that through there. But I really hope he gets sold. The one player you don't want to go for a free is a player that's got a 20%. Yeah. Come on, Forest. I was on your side.
Forest,
you're in the Premier League now.
Looks like he's likely moved to Besiktas in Turkey. He's going to fall through because they're looking at going for the Burnley striker, which is kind of annoying, but we'll see. This one could run until we find out. But Reading need to sell players, though. They are in financial issues themselves. They are running on an EFL business plan model at the moment.
If they can get 3 million for him as well, that'd be handy.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't that, because I think we bought him, rumoured about the time, he wasn't cheap, no. But I think, was he around 2.4?
It was about 2.4, yeah. And then we sold him for 7.
Yeah.
7, 8.
Did we sell him for 7, 8 million? I thought we sold him for 6.
I think it rose to 7 if he got promoted. I think there was a clause in it.
Oh, yeah, and Redden famously got promoted, so we clearly got 7 for him. Sorry, I'm being such an arse.
You know what? I'm used to it, mate. According to Transfer Market, he's worth 4.5 million. We bought him for 2.5.
Oh, come on, that wasn't bad.
That was.
They possibly rounded it up as well. That was a memory.
Right, so they bought him for 4.86, apparently.
Okay. So we've basically doubled our money on him with this sell-on. Fair play. This is from The Star. Sheffield Wednesday new boy Michael Owekwe on Rotherham United fans' anger and Owls' massive fan base. In an exit interview with Rotherham Advertiser, the 29-year-old centre-half admitted he understood the fury of Miller's supporters for leaving his old club for their biggest, with a question mark in it. Is that in the Star article or is so put that in the document? Please tell me that's in the article. Either one would be hilarious. Because I'll give you that one, Joe Cran, if you've done that.
It's Alex Miller.
It's Alex Miller's article, yeah.
No, I think Sofa put that in.
Oh, dear. Is that not in the article? Are you sure?
No, it's a full stop at the end of it.
She gets the bants. Anyway, for the biggest rivals, we need to stop this narrative. Anyway, an audacious double raid also saw last year's Miller's top scorer Michael Smith join Darren Moore's promotion push. And Owekwe said he was looking forward to moving onwards with Wednesday, who he sees as a side that can achieve their goal of a return to the Championship this season. There's an element of sadness there, he said on leaving New York Stadium. Quote, in any walk of life, when you've been somewhere for that long, there's going to be sad feelings about going. I've made friends who I'll always keep contact with. That includes players and staff. It's football. I'll move on and Rotherham will be fine without me. It's on to the next challenge for me now. Owekwe was chosen in the League One's Team of the Year for a string of towering performances at the heart of Rotherham's defence. In talking about the reaction he got, he said, in quote, listen, I'm a football fan myself. I'm a big Liverpool follower. I get where the Rotherham fans are coming from. I fully understand it. You can't control how people are going to think or feel about you. All I can say is that I didn't take my decision lightly. I had to have a long think about it. It was based on doing the right thing by my family. The size of Sheffield Wednesday is huge. I know that from being around the area. The fan base is massive. He got the word in there. He said it. Yep. He said the thing.
He said the word.
He said the thing. As I said earlier, it came down to me being 29 and doing the best for my family. That's it, really. I came close to staying. There were points in the negotiations where I thought it might happen. I'm 29, and at this stage of the career, I had to take the decision and speak with everyone around me. My family, my missus, and all that stuff. It wasn't something I could just do in a couple of days. I appreciate Rotherham for making me that offer, but ultimately, I had to do what was best for my family. How many times is he going to say that? Yes, we get it. We get it.
Yep.
The day before his Wednesday switch was confirmed, Miller's boss Paul Warne claimed he was confident that one or both of Smith or Awekwe would stay. Asking how close he came to signing a new deal with Rotherham, Awekwe said, "As I've mentioned, there were points where I was close to staying. The offer I took in the end was the best for my family and myself." Yep. Football moves on quickly. I had to make a decision, and it wasn't one I took lightly. I'm very much happy, hoping I'll be back in the Championship the following year. That's the aim. Sheffield Wednesday have huge potential. I've joined a squad capable of winning promotion, end quote.
Now, if you want the Michael Smith version, if you check your messages, Michael Smith version to Alex Miller came out, I think, while we were doing this. His interview with Michael Smith.
I'll bring it in hot. So you just talk to us about what I've just talked about with the...
I think this... I get why Miller fans are a bit salty about this. It's one of your players coming, and it's funny how you watch Twitter go from, "Oh, he's amazing, he would never sign there," to, "Oh, Judith, why would you go there?" It's one of the things, if he's going to doing a deal, like you said, he's 29, we probably did offer a little bit more money, and their manager, they'll also turn around and said, "I get it, they're at the latter end of their careers. They're going to need to have that one last payday." We are very good at being the club that give people the last paydays, let's be honest. We are that club. But I understand it. They've got to do what's right for him, his family. If it means he's in a position where he already knows it as well, he hasn't got to do much more travelling. It's not adding too much onto his journey. If he's coming from Manchester every day with Smith and the carpool, it makes sense.
Yeah, and Smith has said to the Star, so Alex Miller has wrote another article on it today, and he says, and quote, "Until anyone has been in my position, it's hard to say. It was for the family, but in football terms, it's good to join a project that the manager has sold to me. To play at Hillsborough every week too. I've played here as a away team, and to experience that kind of atmosphere every other week was something that really intrigued me." Oh,
dig.
Oh, I hope they haven't read that one. There's that side of it as well. It wasn't just the opportunity for the family, it was for me trying to do something with this football club and help it win promotion. Not that the club needed selling to me anyway, but that first conversation I had with the manager here was not just what he wants. Not just that he wants to get promoted, he wants to go on and win the league. That's something I've never managed to do before. So we spoke about that first and the chance to do it in front of those fans. It would be something special.
Another little dig.
No, I was waiting for the people to think the podcast had died. I'm going to start doing that. The pregnant pauses. That could be quite funny. I've had conversations with several of the clubs, and Sheffield Wednesday cropped up. As I've said before, it was an opportunity for myself that I couldn't turn down. Myself and my family, I couldn't turn down. My missus is pregnant. We're due a second child in November. So they're all things we had to weigh up as a family. So it's a lot about family. It's very Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And I just hope they do. They can move on now, you know?
Yeah.
I think Rotherham fans are slowly starting to come around and move on, and they've got their striker. Yeah. You what?
The one on Twitter that doesn't seem to be moving on, but yeah.
We've all seen the one on Twitter.
Yes.
We've all seen the one on Twitter, I believe. But yeah, I'm moving on anyway. Let's see if they can do well for Wednesday. This is from Wales Live, so we've got a lot of interesting sources today coming from all over. Quote, Swansea City transfer news as Sheffield Wednesday track striker. Can I just say, like, I used to be able to speak, and then I started doing this podcast with you, and something's going on. Sheffield Wednesday have shown an interest in Swansea striker Kyle Joseph, Wales Online understands. The 20-year-old featured twice under Russell Martin in the Carabao Cup last term before being sent out on loan to Cheltenham Town for the duration of the 2021-22 season. However, his loan to the Robins was cut short when he returned to South Wales in January. He went on to make 10 sub-appearances for the Swans in the second half of last season, but had continued to attract plenty of transfer interest, with Portsmouth keen on a deal for the ex-Wigan Athletic man. It's understood Sheffield Wednesday, who were beaten by Sunderland in the League One playoff semi-finals last season, are also exploring the option of signing Joseph. The youngster still has 3 years left to run on his Swans contract, although the club are open to offers for the versatile attacker, who can also play at wing-back. Joseph was with his Swansea teammates at their Penny Hill Park training camp last week and is now continuing his preparations for the upcoming campaign at the club's Fairwood base. So, we were talking about strikers Wednesday could potentially bring in. This is a name that's sort of come out of nowhere in that regard. Kyle Joseph.
I've used him a couple of times on Football Manager. He's very good.
Is he a Football Manager lad?
Yeah, he is. He's one that I always try and get in.
I always get that lad that Liverpool have signed. You know that? Is it Hickey at right back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always get him. Go on.
The interesting thing, you're looking at the players we're going for or being linked at, they all can play. They're not just one positional players. If we're going to be playing with wing backs, he fits the role for wing backs. And if he can cut inside, that is fantastic. And we said earlier that we may be looking at a striker now. Swansea has kind of said they're not sure. They don't mind if it's going to be a loan or even a permanent deal. Now, the thing is, we already have a good relationship with Swansea from the Bayer deal last season. And this is something that's very important to note as well. Having a good relationship with a club when it comes to doing a transfer, especially if you've done one recently, it shows that they trust you and they know you can get a deal done. I wouldn't mind getting this lad in on a permanent. He's only 20. We can build him up. We got that ability to get him into the situation. Like, we all had the whole thing, is Bailey Cadamartri going to be a player that we see it this year? Possibly not in a first team in League One, but he could do Carabao Cup. And Bailey's contract for Wednesday takes until he's about 20. And the lad's 17. That is a long contract for a young lad. Now, if you're thinking about trying to get younger players in, this fits the bill. He's already played in League One at Cheltenham, so he's not going to be having to get used to the league. And if it's a situation where you're looking at him, he can play wing back and then a little bit dry, isn't that directly what we were talking about when we were talking about the Alpherson game, about playing wing backs and needing more wing backs and possibly somebody who could cut inside into a striking position?
I don't know if he'd play from wing back. Are you on about him playing from wing back here?
Yeah. Well, he got that option that Darren Moore likes. He liked to have.
I just think he'd be a good young striker to bring in. The fact that he scored 4 goals in 19 appearances for Cheltenham. It's not obviously the best, but it's not that many appearances in fairness. And then he played 10. He did play for Wigan.
Yeah.
So he scored 5 in 18 for Wigan in League One again. So he's got a few goals in him, and if you get the confidence, and he is only 20, I do think it could. I could be one that sees it go either way, you know. But maybe he does just come in on loan. Maybe Wednesday don't want to buy him and go for the free. But it would be a good one to bring in, because they bought him for 500k plus add-ons.
Yeah.
It depends on if they would want more from that, because that was. They got him as, I think they got him as part of compensation.
Right, so 300k they had to pay for, if it compensation for that 300k.
It was reported it was around, because I'm looking at the reports of around the time, it was 500k plus add-ons. Right. So it was a little bit more for him. So it was probably a different situation with him. But would they want that 500k back? Because I'm not putting 500k into a 20-year-old in Wednesday's current situation that's not got the goals that the likes of Wilk and Alfie May have shown.
Yeah.
I
it's
would
an
loan
interesting
him.
one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that lone striker you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. It's a FIFA signing all day.
Yeah.
It's the FIFA signing that I'm putting 500k into all day. And it's if the club's financially stable, it's probably a signing I'm doing for 500k again because you take a risk on it, don't you?
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see if we could get him in on a loan and have a different option there because you never know how they're gonna work out.
We need another striker.
Yeah, and speaking of FIFA, he's a 60 rated bronze, 75 pace, 59 shooting for a striker. 44 passing, 60 dribbling, 19 defending, 55 physical.
You sure about you doing that FIFA signing now?
Yeah, at 20 years old, I'd put him in the training sessions.
Yeah.
He'd be fine. He's played for Scotland at youth level, by the way, so that's worth pointing out that he is capped at youth level.
I'm just trying to think how many Scottish players we would have in our team then. Bayard Scottish, Bannon Scottish, Patterson Scottish, Palmer Scottish.
Palmer's not Scottish. Palmer's from Worksop, and this lad's not Scottish either.
Right.
Unless London is in Scotland.
Okay, not
this
Scottish,
lad ain't Scottish either.
But play for the Scottish national team due to a grandparent.
Yeah. This lad's from Chipping Barnet.
Jesus Christ, he really isn't from Scotland.
And he grew up in Southport.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So, yeah, he ain't Scottish.
Okay, international. So.
Then again, 100%. If I became good at something to a point where I wasn't playing for England, I would 100% play for Scotland because I'm half tempted to become Scottish anyway because I'm well within my rights to. Right? If we keep going the way we're going, I'm becoming Scottish. I'm doing the same thing. I am announcing the Scottish. Come on.
We've been looking at the same thing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I love the English patriotism side of the football team, right? But with a lot of things, I'd be like, yeah, see you in a bit. That's going to annoy some flags. Right. Let's move on to another forward. Oh my God. Oh no, it's not. It's the same article. I can't read. Jake, I need my dinner. Should we talk about Derby signing our released list? They only need Massimo Luongo to complete the set. So Derby County, who have been taken over, so they ain't dying.
No.
Which I didn't want to see the club die.
Nobody wanted to see them die. No one wanted it to happen. It just the way the EFL has gone about it feels like they're given more time to them than other clubs, and that's
they've been very unfair the way they've treated it. You know, and it's like when Wednesday said something, I remember they went, "Oh, didn't we relegate you?" No, you didn't. You know what? You relegated us because you cheated. Because we got punished and you didn't. So we'd have been all right. So yes, there is a little bit of that there. But with Mendes Lang and Wildsmith have both gone there. Wildsmith, they don't have a keeper, so Wildsmith's their only keeper.
Yeah.
So he might get some game time.
Joe deal makes more sense to me. It gives him a chance to rebuild his career, start again. In interviews he's spoke about his experience. It that kind of thing we said he needs to go to a club and get game time. He'll get that. And I think it's a smart move. It's a big club, so he's going to be used to be playing in front of big crowds anyway, so that's not going to bother him. And with Derby, people are already seeing like I'm signing all the players. We're up there. They are so not going to be up there. They got to gel a team in not many weeks. They need a lot of players.
There is that side of it, and Mendes Lang's one is like it's an interesting one. I might put what I've just put into a message to Jake in the Discord, but I can't say it on the podcast. But yeah, I I think Mendes Langer, he wants that sort of I'll be a star flair man, and we'll see. They've signed him on a 2-year deal as well. So
you know what the stupid thing? This is typical Sheffield Wednesday. Get a player fit, back ready, go to another club. Look, I'm fit, I'm ready to go, and then like, oh Christ,
they'll probably do.
I just realised something. We're gonna play Derby next season and nick all our chance and all our jumping about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Wait until they hear the Gregory's song. They'll be doing that for one of their players. They'll be like, oh, we ain't nicked that one.
Give it time.
Wednesday, you're off to Portugal. Do you fancy flying us out as press?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would, wouldn't it? But we've got a few more pre-season stuff, pre-season matches coming up. They've just released ticket details for Harrogate. There's Bournemouth at the Portugal training camp.
Behind closed doors.
Yep. And there's Rayo Vallecano.
That is the correct saying is saying it. I'm not going to tell you how I tried to say it on my live stream. It went terribly wrong. Pardon me.
But yeah, so we're playing the Spanish La Liga side. So
we've done that before, though.
Yeah.
At Hillsborough. So it's not like it's the first time.
No, and it'll be interesting to see how we get on there with it's all about getting the run out. We're actually gonna start the season in quite hot weather, so this is actually quite good. Because
makes a lot of sense.
With the season starting where we are, it's going to be hot. When the season's kicking off this year, it's actually going to be still in that horrible stage where, because we do still get through August, September, we do seem to still get, our summers are starting to get hotter, which climate wise, right? It's dreadful.
Yeah.
Completely against to do everything we can to stop it, obviously, because we're idiots, right? From somebody who's lived in Britain my whole life, I quite like the sun.
Yeah.
Don't enjoy it with it. No aircon in buildings, though. We're not prepared for it. It's too warm. Go on.
It's interesting watching Wednesday at the minute because they're doing double sessions at the minute. And when they go over in Portugal, I think it'll be more. They may even do triple sessions, but there's going to be a lot of bonding, so team building. There's going to be a lot of people who got the lads like their golf. So they're going to be like, I'm guessing there's going to be a golf competition or something like that. I've just got something from Wednesday that just come out about the Papa John Trophy.
Go on.
So Tuesday the 30th of August, Bradford versus Wednesday. Tuesday the 20th of September, Wednesday versus Burton. And Tuesday the 18th of October, Wednesday versus Leicester City.
Under 23s.
Yeah, under 21s.
It's not even the 23s.
So they can know their dexterity watches, in theory, if you can do
them. Yeah. I mean, I might go to the one in August.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Pizza Cup game, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
They're not fun.
I've never wanted to go. I've never needed to go. I've obviously done some for Dexterity Watch, but like, do you actually get vouchers for Papa John's?
No. If we're press, you get free Papa John pizza.
I'm going to apply for that press badge.
Walk in, go. Hey up, Joe. Hey up, Dom.
Do you know what happened? It was the pizza. It was the pizza. I mean, if I start writing again, I might have some sort of. When the hell have I got time to start writing?
I was going to say, when do you get time to do anything, mate?
That's true. And before I start another mad week, have you got anything to add, mate? Because that's all I've got.
That's all I got. Hopefully we'll get some more play through the door before we go to Portugal. And yeah, and kits. I'm hoping we'll see some kit launches next week, or at least showing of what it looks like. It'll be blue, it'll be white, simple, done.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at new signage, just seeing if there's anything we've missed. I'm hoping you're liking all these pregnant pauses today. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Essex transfers gone away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny that.
Yeah, I've just noticed that when I was looking at the Alfie May stuff. Yeah. No, can't see anything updated.
I will say this. If people are looking at rumours, especially on Twitter, check how many kind of followers to following they have. And also just go down the timeline. Because if the timeline
also don't do that, because my tweets are acceptable and I only have 433 followers.
No, but you also do a podcast on this, so you might be a little bit more there. Like there was when one of them said about Wilkes had failed a medical or wrist injury, you just had to go through his timeline and it just said everything.
I wouldn't tweet the stuff we hear anyway, because then nobody would tell us anything.
Exactly.
And then you wouldn't be able to drop the little hints in that are funny. Funny to us, they're not probably funny to anyone else. If you actually even realise we're doing it sometimes. But like, yeah, I wouldn't be that person.
What you just sent me is hilarious.
Yeah, that's not appropriate for the podcast, is it?
No.
Might be a members only thing. We'll let you know. As I said, because I didn't say at the start of the podcast, go onto the YouTube channel, Dexterity Box. YouTube.com/Dexterity Box. There is membership options available there. And I am going to be getting in touch with some members soon that have been members for a long time at certain levels, especially the highest tiers of membership. I got some stuff I want to eventually send out to them. So make sure that you are still around there and you're keeping an eye on the threads for when I do that. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Talking Wednesday. Make sure you take care of yourselves till next time, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.